Hey guys, today we have Harsh and he is having total 3.7 years of experience in Java, Spring Boot and microservices. And guys, those who want to give same free mock interview, please fill out the form below in the description. So now let's get started. Yeah, hello Harsh, how are you?
Hi Faisal, doing fine. How about you?
Yes, I'm also good. Shall we start?
Yeah, sure, we can start.
Okay, can you please introduce yourself and your recent project in brief?
Okay, so my name is Harsh, and I'm been working from last like 3 years and 8 months as a Java full stack developer. And my recent project was regarding a product transfer and all, where we created at most 8 to 9 APIs using Java programming and Spring Boot framework, which we deployed using Red Hat OpenShift platform, and we were having Jenkins CI/CD pipelines for deployment purpose and all. Yeah, and in this project, it was like that client can transfer its product from one product to another. That was our feature. Yeah, it was
Okay,
like that.
how you guys are securing REST APIs?
So for securing from front-end side, we already have this Salesforce and all, but yeah, at the end we are also having an APG. APG we are using it for Salesforce to connect with our pods and all. Okay, our application and all. And from
Mhm.
server to server, we are using OAuth 2. Okay,
Oh,
OAuth 2
2.0.
for yeah 2.0, and for
Okay.
SF2 API APG we are doing JWT, JSON Web Tokens.
Okay, so in order to configure OAuth 2.2 with our backend, what should we do? What are the steps to configuration?
Okay, so it was like that for our client side. We were already having some particular code for authentication. We used to just copy and paste it. And other than that, we used to register our API with that particular server. They used to give
Mm-hmm.
us their user ID secret tokens. And for every environment, we were having
Okay.
different access URLs. So depending on
Mm-hmm.
that, we were overriding the application YML at different, like if UAT is having a particular URL, so we were overriding in UAT environment, and like that for R&D, QA, and prod, means prod.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you please tell me what does encapsulation actually protect against in a real code base?
Okay, so encapsulation means like everything related to one particular behavior or class, or to say blueprint, should be protected in one particular class only. It should not be visible to any another or
Mhm.
outside person. So for that, what we are having is, for specifically achieving this encapsulation, our particular Java classes are having these setters and getters. Setter for setting up the data, and getters for getting the data. Depending on what level of immutability, like what you want to do with that particular class, we can have these setters and getters. That's how encapsulation was. Like outside person can access the data, but he is not aware that what data it contains. Everything keeps secrets.
Okay, other than keeping the data secret, what encapsulation does?
In encapsulation, okay, what I think it is, my like keeping one particular behavior inside one particular class instance, like that. I can think of that much right now.
Yeah,
Mm.
actually, yeah, it also protects an object's internal state from unintended modification. For
Oh,
example, if a
okay.
bank account balance field is public, another class may directly set a negative balance,
Mm.
right?
Okay, okay,
So we
okay.
can add
Mm.
a setter in such way that we are writing a validation in the setter, like value cannot
Mm.
be less than zero.
Change. Okay, okay, okay.
Okay,
Like, well, got it.
got it? Okay.
Like you mean to say that by the security layers and like validation, like what a particular user,
Mm,
how can it updates the data and what kind of data it can update. So we are having
correct,
a
correct.
particular level of,
Yep.
okay,
So
got it.
can you tell me how you guys are using the principles of object-oriented programming language in your current project?
So particularly principles of which depend on, first thing is abstraction. So we are having multiple like templates, like I cannot fully tell you, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we are having this multiple templates which are having one
Okay.
particular base class which is an abstract class, and by help of our builder pattern, we are using that particular abstract class and creating our templates for creating the documents all and all that. Okay, and after that, for polymorphism, we doesn't have so much of that, and we don't have so much of implementation of polymorphism. And
Okay.
abstraction we have done. For encapsulation, we are using, actually we are directly using records and sealed class. So in
Oh,
that case, yeah, so it's not like
so
an
record and
encapsulation.
shield classes are part of which version of Java?
Record and sync classes are part of Java 17. They were introduced
Okay,
in Java 17. Yeah.
they were into, and you guys are using Java 17 or 21?
Currently we are on Java 21, but yeah,
Java 21. And what are the new
we were
features that were
migrating.
introduced in Java 21 but not in Java 17?
So one thing which I remember is that virtual threads were introduced in Java 21, and
Okay.
other than that, I think so some network protocols were also newly added regarding to HTTP. I'm not sure on that, but one thing I know
Hmm.
that virtual threads were introduced, which was a major update for Java 21. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Got it. Hey guys, I want to share something important with you. Actually, Harsh prepared from our interview preparation kit and cracked multiple interviews. We have also referred him to the multiple companies. So guys, let me tell you, this interview preparation kit has four main parts. First is complete interview preparation material. It is a step-by-step material made by me, expert and MNC's interviewers. 99% of the questions asked in interviews are covered in it. Second is two real enterprise client projects. Code and video recorded sessions are there, and you can add this in your resume. Fourth is referral support. Here we help you to get referred to the top MNCs. Okay, so basically the material is organized as per your experience level and covers Java, Spring Boot, Spring Security, Spring Data, JPA, microservices, Kafka, Maven, Git, coding questions, Stream API coding questions, and many more. You can buy just the complete interview preparation material or the full interview preparation kit with project supports and reference. I have added the links in the description below. So now moving to interview. And guys, before moving to interview, since Harsh is here, so we can ask for a feedback. So Harsh, can you please go ahead?
Yeah, hi Faisal. So talking about this feedback kit means feedback regarding the kit. So kit is very good. It covers most of our bases and what are the actual interview questions which I have seen and also most of the time interviewer has asked. So talking upon on percentage scale, it's like that 85 to 90% of what this kit is helpful with me because whenever I interview ask questions, so they
Mm-hmm.
are covered in this particular kit. And talking
Okay.
about the different parts of experience level. So I think that as per experience level, if we are figuring out the questions and all, so that's very easy for a particular candidate to directly attack, means directly have a focus on which question can be asked by them.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Moving to our mock interview. Okay, so can you please tell me if overloading resolved at compile time or runtime?
Overloading. Okay.
Mm.
Overload. Overloading is resolved at compile time. Yeah, if I'm
Yep,
correct. Yeah.
correct,
Because overriding is done at runtime, so overloading is done at compile time.
correct. Okay, so let's say you have two methods.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for example, we could say get data. We have two methods, get data. In first method, there is an argument string s. In the
Mm-hmm.
second get data method, there is an argument object o.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, if we pass null to two overloaded methods, so which one
Mm-hmm.
gets called?
Okay. So object O you are saying, and one is a string S, right?
Mhm.
So null is not any type of object. Null is a null. So I think so it should be an NP that null pointer exception because not null pointer exception, but exception should be there that there is no method to have handle this null because null can be a string also and null can be an object also. So in that case, the
So if
method
null
like
can be object, then why cannot we store the null in a string or in object?
Uh, so because see, the string is also it's a wait a minute. I want to clarify. So it's a capital S string or small
Yes,
string.
yes,
Like
capital S string and
okay,
capital
so
O object.
so capital S string already internally. What I know is that capital S string already is extending this particular object class of in JVM. That's why if we call
But do we
if the
have a
null is
string with small s
like primitive data types. Yeah, I'm
primitive
talking
data
about
types?
primitive data types, and this capital S strings come under wrapper classes and all.
Mm-hmm.
So wrapper classes are extending this object class. Okay, that's why for you can see that string integers there are multiple method presents already whenever we
Mm-hmm.
try to do coding.
Correct.
So that's why. So as we are having object also and capitals wrap string class, so the compiler might get confused that we where should be the null pass.
Okay. You are correct. There would be ambiguity. If we pass the null to to both of these methods, there would be ambiguity, and we would see a compile time error because the compiler cannot determine which reference type is more specific.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah. Sorry for that. Yep. Moving ahead. Uh, uh, have you used super keyword or this keyword?
Uh, I used super keyword while I think so I was doing abstraction, or yeah, I have used super keyword. Not sure on the scenario what was that particular scenario, but yeah, I have used super keyword. It is used mostly used when you want to create means when you are extending a particular parent class and you want to create constructor of the parent class. That time you pass super in the child class constructor.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Can a constructor call an overridable instance method?
Okay. Can a constructor called an overridable? Not. Yeah, I'm not sure I can answer that.
Yeah, yeah, we can. Yes, but it's risky. If the method is already overridden, the subclass version executes before the subclass constructor completes. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
okay. Can an abstract class have a constructor if it can never be instantiated directly?
Mhm. Can a sub so abstract class
Okay,
can
so tell
have
me what's the difference between abstract class and interfaces first, then.
so abstract class and interfaces. Okay. So in abstract class, we can have particularly default method and abstract methods, which abstract methods are been overridden by the extended class. Whereas in
Mm-hmm.
case of interface, we don't especially write any abstract keyword. We just write the method that can be overridden by the implemented class. And also, I think I'm a little bit confused, but right now. But if there are any static or default things in interface, that can be also used by the implemented class. I'm not sure on this concept. I got a little bit confused, but yeah, and it can be a part of abstract also. But yeah, that's my
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, that's almost correct.
Okay.
Okay, so may I know the version of Spring Boot that you guys are currently working on?
It's a 3.2. I think so. 3.2 plus. I think so because we are just
Okay,
upgrade. We have just upgraded. So I'm remember 3.4, but it was like 1 year before. Now we have upgraded it to 4 point something or 5. I'm not sure on the latest one,
okay,
but more than 3.
okay, got it. So we have several modules in a Spring environment, right? We have a Spring Boot, we have a Spring Security, right? Can you tell me all the modules that you have worked on or you are familiar with those?
Okay. So, we were having this Spring Security and Spring Boot. We were having this Jakarta also for
Mhm.
validation and all. And for Jackson, we were also using Jackson, but yeah, Jackson also we were having, but it should be a part of JVM, right? Not Spring Boot. I'm not
Mhm.
sure on, but we were using this Jackson and validation part like Jakarta and all. And after that, yeah, this much I remember right now. Not, I don't remember
Okay,
that
okay.
much.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, let's say in your code base, you guys found there is a piece of code that's a legacy code. That was written
Hmm.
long time back. Uh,
Hmm.
so that's a legacy code. Now,
Hmm.
and that code is not covered by any unit test case and all, right? So what would your approach, whether you guys would modify that code with the latest or like what would you do in this case?
Okay, so we are having legacy code. Okay, so my
Mm.
current project, which were all that, so in that we have done this. Like we created new APIs because the older flow was a part of legacy. So we directly created new APIs where we have a like brainstorm session with our domain experts and all, and we created new
Mm.
APIs. It was like that. So if we are having one particular legacy code, which
Mm-hmm.
we need to update to Java. So first we need to get define that what that particular flow is doing, and what are the multiple scenarios or that can the particular code run through, like not only
Mm-hmm.
positive but also a negative and any fail scenarios all that. And also we should be knowing what are the constraints of a particular field of that legacy packages, what data is it accepting, what are the validation constraint, all that needs to be taken down. And after that only we created the Java APIs based on that. It was our approach. And also we were having our domain experts who used to review our all of our
Mm-hmm.
testing, means testing, one part of testing was given to them for doing all of this API works, like API testing,
Got it.
like unit testing. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So let's say you have refactored any code, or maybe you have introduced a new feature, or your team have introduced a new feature. Now you guys want to test that new feature for few percentage of users. Let's say you are working on a e-commerce application or a social media
Mhm.
platform, and
Mhm.
you want to deliver or release that feature for few percentages of users. So how would you do that?
Uh, Okay, so there are multiple ways. Means
Okay.
whatever I remember, there are one two ways. So out of this, which we are using or we were using while our time was, we were particularly using versioning. Okay, whatever endpoint we were having, for them we are having this particular versions in the HTML endpoints. Okay, and initially when we delivered our API at that time for particular region only we delivered it, and for 2 to 3 months we monitored the response of that. And after that whatever the older for other regions also we changed that particular older legacy endpoints to our new APIs, like that we can do.
Okay.
And
So
also
let's say you have four regions. How many regions you guys have?
five, we were having five.
Five. Let's say you have five regions, and in each
Mm,
region there are 100K users, right? You have picked one region, but you
mm,
want to deploy that new feature for 1,000 users of that region only,
mm,
but you have 1 lakh users.
mm.
So how would you do that?
Okay, so in that case, for if you are using particular 1,000 users, so what we can do is so in our JWT we were having this particular user ID and all. Okay, so we can use this modular methods. Okay, for depending on if that particular user is coming under this range, then change the path flow to the new APIs or else keep the older one. We can do that.
Yep, yep. What if the user ID is a combination of a string and numeric?
So we can generate this hash codes, like our hash map is using this hash codes and creating the having the buckets and
Mhm.
all like that. We can use that approach.
Yep, yep. That is 100% correct. Okay, moving ahead. Uh, can you tell me about some design patterns that you have worked on or you are familiar?
So in last project I was using this factory design pattern. Okay, like a factory design pattern, and also we were having this strategic design pattern, and these two were which I used. Okay, and after that I am familiar with some builder and adapter patterns and many more. But yeah, these four are the things which I mostly heard or use.
Why do we need builder pattern?
Builder pattern is like that. So particularly we were having this particular customer class, so customer can
Mm-hmm.
have multiple number of information, right? But not all information are important, you can have some optional field also, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is in place of creating a constructor, so like you have having a 15 field, so you will be not creating a 50 constructor with different parameters, like. So in that case builder pattern helps up so that you can particular set which data you are having, like you can have name and last name but not necessary that every time the middle name will be there. So in place of
Mm-hmm.
that we will use this builder pattern, set the first name and last name and give it to a builder, and builder will then build it, means builder will have that particular build method which will build the whole of that class object. So for that builder patterns helps.
Correct. Have you used this pattern anywhere?
We did not created it because we were directly using this at the rate builder annotations for our record classes and all.
Okay.
So yeah,
Nice, nice.
so
Okay, so and have you used singleton design pattern in for any real use
mm,
case?
No, 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 not we never
No.
needed. I mean, the last project did not need that. Before that, I think so. I created, but I can't remember the whole implementation. But yeah, we used it in the past, but not in recent project.
Got it. Okay. Okay, so what does the component scan annotation do by default in terms of package scanning? And what problems can arise if our main class is not in the root package?
Okay, so the work of at the rate component scan is to gather all of the annotated component like at the rate service or at the rate repository and at the rate component and all those classes and find which are the bin which are the classes for which we need to create bin. So for that at the rate components has helped out. But but if your root if particular that particular class is not back of that root, what will happen is your JVM will still make bins of the classes, but uh, but that will be not so in I was using Gradle. Okay, I will tell you what I was saying. So in particularly Gradle, so I was using IntelliJ. So at right side we are having this particular option. We are having this particular project. Like if you are having multiple projects related to
Hmm.
one projects, all of the component comes into that class. Okay, so if your root level any class is not part of that package, so it will be considered as part of another package. Spring Boot will scan it and create a bin, but it will not what we say insert it, or it will not consider it as a package of the main class. uh,
Okay.
yeah, right.
Yep, yep. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say someone asks you to create your own custom starter for your organization
Mhm.
that other teams can just plug in or reuse. For example, shared logging or maybe a security starter. So how would you do that?
Mhm. Okay, okay, so I never thought on this for sharing, but
Okay.
I what I remember or what I have seen is that some of our developer used to create these particular packages which they
Hmm.
used to upload on the client artifactory class, and from there
Hmm.
other developers used to get added into our dependencies and the versions, and they used to use that package. That I know. Like
Okay.
I never
Yeah,
did
we
it,
can
but
also
this is
create
idea.
starters, our own starters. For example, we have
Uh, mm,
Spring Data JPA starter, right? We can create our
mhm,
own. We have to first create a module
mhm.
containing dependencies, auto configuration classes, and configuration properties. Then we have to register auto configuration using Spring Boot mechanism. So application only need to add the starter dependency to automatically receive standardized logging, security, or monitoring configuration. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
Actually, I
Harsh.
know this, but it's like that. I never took interest into that, like creating my particular packages and all. Like I
Oh.
know that we can create our own packages and insert it our particular class, or you can keep it on local and use it any for your APIs. But I never
Mhm.
took interest into learning that. It's
Ah, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
like,
Okay, so do you know, I mean, how much you guys are using AI currently?
So in last project we create which I told product transfer base. So in that our like most of our code like 60 to 70% is written means I'm including the development part and JUnit part.
Hmm.
So whole of your unit tests were written by you help of AI, and up to 60 to 70 parts of we are done the development using the AI coding.
Okay.
So we are using
Uh,
this Copilot, GitHub Copilot. Yeah.
GitHub Copilot. You are not using Claude or Claude Premium or
No, 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 no.
Cursor.
We were
No.
having
Okay.
this cursor. No.
Okay. You guys are using this GitHub Copilot completely 100% for unit test cases.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it a good approach? Should we ask
Uh,
to write genuine test cases to
uh,
the Copilot?
actually, it shouldn't be a good practice, but as the
Okay.
JUnit cases does not affect our production environment and all, that's why it's fine. if you have this JUnit cases writing with the help of JUnit, but you need to make sure that you review the code once before deploying it or not. Means deploying, you should once review the code. What are some explicitly GitHub Copilot done or anything wrong with that? So it should not leak any secrets and all. It should be always using dummy secrets, because sometimes we have this particular test cases where we are checking our config files for secrets and all. So at that
Mm-hmm.
time use the dummy ones. But yeah, you should review your
Okay, so
JUnit
let's
test
say,
classes.
yeah, okay, I agree. I mean, this JUnit test cases, these are all about non-production code changes.
Mhm.
We can ask to AI to complete these stuff, right? But I mean, we may face some challenges while writing JUnit test cases. We may learn a lot of things, and we are skipping that part if we are asking AI to write. So, what's your thought on this?
So as you start to write JUnit test cases, so mostly it's like that. When we are personally writing JUnit test case, we focus on what we are writing and what scenarios we are using. Okay, but GitHub Copilot consider the exception cases also. Okay, sometimes a developer miss those,
Hmm.
and saying
But how
other things
developer
like
will learn those exception cases then if developer is totally dependent on the AI? For example,
uh,
you are asking AI to write your unit test cases, but
mhm.
in future, if I would say to write a unit test cases yourself, would you be able to write?
It will be a little bit hard at that particular time,
Okay,
because once you get used to GitHub Copilot, that's a
okay.
kind
How
of
would
negative
you write
things.
a unit test case for a asynchronous method?
Synchronous. So if you
Asynchronous.
so asynchronous, like we are
Hmm.
having multiple AI calls, right, on multiple client calls. Okay, so asynchronous use cases. So we are using JUnit, right? So we can directly consider there will be a one point where we are having this what we say a endpoint. But yeah, if you are
Hmm.
making call, we just need to mock those. If you are mocking those response, so we can directly mock those. And
Hmm.
while when at the end there is a particular point where we check how many times a particular endpoint is been hit or not. There are some points, like if I remember from Groovy, there is like one
Hmm.
star and that particular client class call to check how many times that particular client class was hit. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Got it. Moving ahead. Can a user be authenticated but not authorized for a specific action?
Mm, can a user be authenticated and authorized for a specific? So if it is a so user, yeah, it can be. So yeah, it can be done, right?
Give me the example. Sorry, give me the
So
example.
we are having this one particular ID which I was working. So that particular ID was able to generate our cases. Okay, but when it comes to like reading those test cases, it was not authorized to read those. It was only authorized to create the test cases, but not getting the information like that. I remember.
Mm, got it. Actually, example might be very simple as well. Let's say if I am an employee,
Mhm.
I
No.
I mean, authentication can be done successfully in my case. But if I'm trying to access some admin things, then there will be no authorized or no authorization, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
It was simple. My one's little bit related to project. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so what are the roles and authorities in the Spring Security? Do you know?
Uh, Roles and authority can you repeat the question?
When we are uh, going to implement Spring Security, we
Mhm.
would see some technical words like roles and authorities, some technical terminologies. So I just want to understand those technical words.
So, authentication. No,
Or
I'm not.
have you implemented Spring Security from the scratch?
Not from the sketch.
No.
I
Okay.
just yeah. That's why.
Got it. Okay, so tell me a use case for asynchronous communication and a use case for synchronous communication in the microservices.
Okay, so I will take a easy example or real life example. So let's consider a particular e-commerce class. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
if you are checking out, okay, if you are checking out for a particular your card, okay, so at that time we should have a synchronous calls for first
Mm-hmm.
checking if that particular product is available or not, how many
Mm-hmm.
whatever quantity you are having that is available in the inventory or not, and after that only you should proceed with the payment. Okay, that's a kind of a synchronous call. But talking about asynchronous right now, so if you are done with the payment, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that you have placed the order. Now
Mm-hmm.
so if we are not having any need where the user should be quickly updated about regarding its notification like email or the way you do in Amazon as you place the order, okay, after in sometimes you get an SMS and email regarding that your order is placed. It's not like you place the order and it comes right now. So that process of updating the user regarding its order, it can be done asynchronously. Yeah.
That is correct. And do you know the difference between orchestration and choreography in microservices design pattern, that is Saga pattern?
Yeah, so we are using orchestration in our last project. So
Mm-hmm.
orchestration means that you have a particular centralized system where different business flow comes in, and your orchestrator is having the steps or step by step guidance or synchronous or
Mm-hmm.
whatever step by step business whatever step by step processes, and after that you response back for that particular flow. But also in orchestrator it's like that you are having this consecutive steps. If one particular steps fails down, then you should be ready with another consecutive steps like what should be done in that case. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
talking about choreographer is like that you have independent services and each other just publishes their events that yes I have done this over. That's all that idea
Okay,
about choreographer.
correct. Okay, now let's say you know the Git commands and all, right? You
Yeah,
have a
yeah, you can say.
hands-on experience or no?
Um, I normal commands like git push and all because we were using IntelliJ
Okay,
and direct shortcuts. That's why. But yeah,
okay,
you can ask if I'm good.
okay. Let's say you are working on a feature, right? You have created a feature branch from your master or main branch. Let's say a master branch. Okay. Now you made 30 commits related to that features, right? Around the 30 commits. Okay. And at the moment when you are going to merge it, you realized you don't need these 30 commits for this feature. Or your
Mhm,
team lead
mhm,
reviewed that branch and said, hey, Harsh, all these commits are not required. You need
mhm,
only 5, 6 commits from these commits.
mhm,
And
mhm,
those 5 to 6 commits are not sequential. It
mhm,
may be like first, then fifth, then eighth, then
mhm,
random commits. Okay.
mhm,
Now you just want to merge your feature branch into the master, but with
mhm.
those selected commits only. So how would you do that?
Okay, so one thing, so once I did it, so it was using the cherry pick command where I was having this particular commit hash code, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I created another branch from the master, and there
Mm-hmm.
by using the cursor I used cherry pick like git dot cherry pick, and my hash code I used
Mm-hmm.
to give it and used to
Mm-hmm.
directly pick that particular hash and add it into my newly created branch, and after that I
Mm-hmm.
used to merge it. That one thing I know that we can use cherry pick.
Yep, yep, that is correct. So I asked this question to most of my candidates, but only few will actually feel able to answer this question.
Mhm.
That is very good, Yeah.
Yeah.
Just tell me 5 Git commands that you use very frequently.
So frequently are like yeah, git pull, git checkout. One is git pull, git and for git push, okay.
Mm,
And one was particularly for clearing out my local branches because when I was while development, you have multiple
mm,
branches which you push to remote, but after you go to remote and you merge that particular PR, you delete those branches from the report, but
Mm,
on local it keeps out. So at that time I was using this git something git checkout and star b, something like that, which
mm,
used to remove all the which used to sync my local with the remote. And yeah,
mm.
this git cherry pick, and also I think so git merge also I sometimes used, and rebase also. Yeah, this
Okay,
two I'm yeah.
cool,
Yes,
cool.
yes, so
Okay, so Harsh, it's done from my end, and it was a very, very nice interview.